All right, I got this clock. This is for the grandfather clock that I'm building. I got this at a thrift store, probably for, gosh, probably maybe $2 or something. Anyway, so I just wanted to show you. It's just an old house clock, and that's what I'm going to use for the face of the grandfather clock for the haunted house. Okay, so what I did was I turned it over and oops, I popped off. There's some little nails in there, and I popped those off. And then there's this little thing that holds the pendulum. Alright, so go ahead and take that off of there. So there's the pendulum there. Alright, and then that popped off. So see the nail bits in there. Alright, and then what I'm left with is this. It's got like a battery in it, and it's also got that plastic plate for the face right there. But I think I might leave that out of. I might even use that for something else in the haunt. Anyway, so there you have it. There is the face that I'm going to put in the clock, and then the pendulum I'm going to extend out for the rest of the body of the clock. So that's how I got the face for the grandfather clock. Alright, so I have gotten the face of the clock, and what I did was I went and got some acrylic paint. I've got acrylic paint right here, and then I've also got some gesso, and it's also acrylic white paint, and I mixed it together, and then I took and I mixed like some, let's see, some burnt sienna and some white together to give it kind of a rusty look. And so then I went ahead and scrubbed some of this on to the clock, even the hands, and then even on the golden rim to give it that old look. And as you can see, I have a 13 that I have painted in instead of a 12, just to give it an eerie look to the clock. I thought that would be pretty cool. I used a Sharpie marker for that, so it could be detailed pretty good. So I went ahead and drew in a 13 on there, and it's not perfect. None of this is, and that's what I love about this the most, is that it doesn't have to be perfect. I love art. I went to school for it and stuff, but this is my favorite kind. So anyway, yeah, so I will be back when I go ahead and put the face into the grandfather clock. All right. All right, we have the box, a hole cut out in the top of the grandfather clock, and then on the clock face here, I want it to go flush with the box, so I had to cut a hole right here so that this could fit through here like so, and then I could kind of do a circle around it to make sure that it goes flush all the way down to the metal onto the cardboard. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the hole, and then then the clock should fit right nicely in there, and then we will take our glue and we will glue it into place into the cardboard. Alright, I have cut the hole now, and we are going to set the clock face into the hole, and hopefully it's going to fit well. Alright, let's do this. Oh, look at that. Right on. It looks awesome. Okay, it fits right in there perfectly. Okay, so now I'm going to go about gluing and so that it is solid in there. That is so cool. Perfect. All right, so we cut the hole and it's fitting really well, and we're going to now glue it in. All right, so I have now glued the clock into place. All right, I have now glued the clock into place using nothing more than this right here. And pardon me for not showing you me gluing it. It's kind of hard to glue and record. So anyway, I glued around, and then I just set it in there, and then I kind of glued on the outside also, and then I just kind of ran my finger around it to smooth it in. And as we all know, Elmer's glue will disappear into thin air when it dries, and so it should look pretty good. And I'm hoping it's sturdy enough. So anyway, there it is. It's in there, and now we can go on to decorating the clock and then putting all the different pieces together of the grandfather clock. So we shall move on to the next phase of our haunted house clock and start painting it and putting the pieces together. Alright, I have now glued the clock face into the cardboard box using nothing more than this right here. And what I did, I apologize that I didn't record me gluing the face in. It's kind of hard to glue and record at the same time. So I glued around on the cardboard, and then I placed the face in, and then I glued actually onto the metal and around onto the cardboard over the top of the metal. And as we all know, it will disappear. This kind of glue will disappear into thin air as it dries. So I love how this turned out. It's going to look awesome. The next phase, we're going to go on, and after this dries, we're going to start painting the clock and putting the pieces together for our haunted house clock. Alright, I have put the pieces together. I have the top piece I've worked on today where I put the face of the clock in the box, and I took the liberty of cutting the hole in the middle of the box for the pendulum to hang down. I measured it out and cut it, and then I also glued the bottom box onto the middle box. So now I have to work on the rest, do the pendulum, and I really like how this clock is turning out. It's going to be awesome for the haunted house. The next video I will be painting it and finishing it with the top piece, the pendulum, and the paint. Alright, thanks for watching.